Hey everyone, my name's Matt, and welcome back to Formula Foodie, a channel about food, Formula One, and the ways that I enjoy food culture around the world. This week, we'll be traveling to Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. I thought I'd have some fun this week and try out some desserts I've been wanting to make. We'll be going back and honoring the Spanish Grand Prix with their version of a creme brulee called a Catalan crema, and for Canada, I'll be making some date squares or a date crumble. These squares are affectionately known as matrimonial squares, for they sort of have this representation of sometimes being rocky on the outside, as marriages can be, but really they have a strong, firm, sweet center and really are worth it at the end. And as it happens, on the day of the Canadian Grand Prix, I myself will be getting married. Somebody out there saw these gorgeous hands and said, I gotta make those mine. It's that, or I guess maybe eating all the food that I make. Either way, she's sweeter than even the sweetest date crumble. But enough about me, let's go back and talk about the Spanish Grand Prix. Of the two Spanish countrymen, those being Alonso and Sainz, we had a tale of two different races. Sainz and Albon seemed to really not make the mark this weekend in any of the sessions and just had a race to forget, with Albon having to retire the car due to a lack of extra wings. Expecting them to come onto this great form and stay there for so long is a little audacious, and there's always going to be the ups and downs, and James Vowles knows that and is really pushing to keep the consistency high, but sometimes weekends like this are just going to creep through. Alonso, on the other hand, was driving like a man unleashed, taking passes on the outside of turn 3 where you just don't see that ever happening, fighting for those points that he earned this week, finally scoring some points in the 2025 championship and proving that he still has the fight in him and can take it to even the strongest drivers. Hamilton was pretty downtrodden about his performance. Hopefully he can pick it back up in Canada. And Charles, well, he benefited from all the action and chaos and ended up getting on the podium once again. A car that did not lack in pace this week was the McLaren, and Oscar Piastri is just marching on, showing that he will continue to stand at the front of the championship charge. Lando recovered from a modest start, and he was able to take back that position from Max, and then there's Max. After nearly dropping the car off the track with those not-so-suited hard tires, Max went on to fight against Charles and Russell and ultimately showed Russell his darker side and, his true colors shining through. It's not so pretty. Max is well known for pushing the limits of racing, but this was just out of hand. He's got to be more responsible. He knows how to control the car almost better than anyone out there, and he just let it go this week. And just like that, our desserts are nearly done. This crumble has a beautiful brown coloring on it and is just ready to be cut into. Hide the women and children, because someone gave me fire. A healthy sprinkling of sugar helps these come alight. We get a beautiful golden caramelization, a candy-like exterior hiding those beautiful citrusy flavors underneath. And much to my surprise, these two treats paired together were an excellent combination. As we take a look at our beautiful piece of art here, I want to thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoy the Canadian Grand Prix, and as they say in Montreal, au revoir.